Now here I'm showing you what is throat plait guide sewing. So this, on your machine you will have this is called the throat plait, and you will notice that there are lines on your throat plait. So what do you mean by using your throat plait as a guide? When you use your throat plait as a guide, you place the edge of your fabric according to the line on your throat plait. Okay, so you have this line. I hope the camera can capture this. You have, for me, for my throat plait, I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are numbers on the throat plait, so I can place my fabric according. Now if I want to follow this line, so the end of my fabric should go on, follow the line, and when it moves I guide it so that it is following that particular line, and that is called throat plait guide sewing. So let me just show you. Okay, so I'm going to start here, right? I am making sure that the edge of my fabric is following the line while I sew. This is one of the practice that you need to practice, because then there are sometimes some sewing that you do not need to draw lines, but you just use the throat plait as your guide. So here I'm showing you how to do it with the throat plait. Okay, so I'm following this line. So the edge of my fabric will be following here. Okay, this is my demo. So the edge of my fabric following here, I put my needle down and press the foot down, right? So I just make sure that the edge of my fabric is following that line. This is called throat plait guide as your guide, and I will still be able to get a straight line because the distance between here and my needle will be the same. Okay, let's have a look at how it looks. You see, it is still a straight line. So now, if I want to, just now I was following this line. So if I move it to here, there is another line here. So I can do that, and the line will still be straight and the distance will be straight. I am just making sure that the edge of my fabric is following the line. Okay, can you see? The edge of my fabric is following the throat plait line guide that I'm using now. And I still will be able to get another straight line. Can you see the two straight lines? So this is what we call a throat plait guide sewing. So you need to practice with this. Practice with using the throat plait as a guide. Okay? Practice with using the presser foot as a guide. So these are the practice you need to do. And you start off with practicing with straight lines, and then you do a curve, a gentle curve with your edge of the fabric. And then you're still practicing. Okay, so you see this side, like this is still a straight line. But if you cut a gentle curve, so you learn to also practice moving your fabric with a gentle curve according to the throat plait. These are your practice. So don't be so impatient to start making things, but practice your sewing first. So practice is very important. I suggest practicing for 1 to 1.5 months, depending on how long, how much time you have to practice. Practice before you actually start making things. So after you practice all of this, you can start. The first project I would recommend is making the face mask with the face mask kit that I provide. Thank you.